We do, we do. Good morning. We do have a few changes. Those of you that know Jeff Schwartz, yesterday was his last day, which was very, very sad for me. I hired him 6 years ago almost, and he's been a huge asset to us, and we are definitely going to miss him. I told him he's going to be calling me back very soon, so he said, you're probably right. We had a little going away for him yesterday, but we will miss him. In place of him, we do have a new closer that also came in yesterday. She started with us. Her name is Jennifer Strauss. She works in our Plant City office. She's been with us for 4 years. She's amazing. You guys will love her. We won't miss a beat. Everything will continue on. So I think you guys will really enjoy working with her very much. We also had Tiffany, which I was hoping we would have her on today, but we'll have her on next week when Misty is back. Tiffany Cutini, who started with us a week ago, and she is in the Apollo Beach, and she's going to be kind of like your liaison, so to speak. So she will be there to help you guys out, and you guys will really enjoy working with her. She's super excited to be there. So that's the staffing changes we have going on. We do have a few classes coming up as well. We have our short sale class coming up this Thursday at 1, so I hope to see you guys there. I think you guys will get a lot out of that. I know, we're on a hold on that right now, but I think that will be coming back around, and with everything that's been going on. So it'll be good information to have, and Beth Cromwell will be doing that. She's amazing. You guys will love her. Very interactive, she's very good, and she knows her stuff. She's done this for a long time. She used to be our short sale processor. So you guys will enjoy her a lot. A couple other classes we have coming up that you might want to partake in on February 11th as well at 10 a.m. Is Homestead Laws, the basics. Just how do you homestead real property. It'll review the homestead tax exemption in Florida, how you can incorporate that into your reminders for your clients. Obviously, February 28th is the deadline to file that. So that'll be an interesting class. That's one of our Florida Agency Network classes. And we also have Title Tech Tuesday coming up on February 23rd at 10:30. So just going over some of the technology stuff that we have available for you at your fingertips. So hope to see you guys there as well. I'll send out some reminders for you on those, along with flyers and a link that you can click on to sign up. On the class that we do for you specifically, there's no like RSVP or anything for that. It's in your Zoom room. So you just have to click on that, and I'll get with Ange, and she'll send out the link and everything for that for you as well. So that's all I have. You're muted.
Thank you.
Yep.
And part of my world today is awareness, and you've heard me talk about awareness a lot. Be aware. Last Friday, we did a class with Andy Wood from Titan Home Loans. Incredible. I'm going to share an article with you from him in a little bit. They're overwhelmed, and they are rushing, trying to hire as many loan officers as they can because they don't have enough loan officers to handle the mortgages that they're doing. The title people are the same way. That's why Jeff got poached, right? So, just understand you're in a world, and convey this message. You're in a world that is in major stress. The project in Mirror Bay, we bought trusses for a house for $13,000 a year ago. The same house, the same trusses today are $27,000, more than double, right? So imagine you're Lennar and you sold a home 6 months ago to be built, and you sold it for $235, and now it's going to cost $245 to build. That's what's going on. It is crazy about that. Rachel, I'll get to your question there in a minute. Let's do it while Sean's here. I have a question about the homestead portability. If you move mid-year, okay, hold up. It's a chat. Homestead portability. If you move mid-year, that portability doesn't kick in until January 1st next year. Is that right? No, it's status. Let me see. Sean, you answer.
No, you go right. I was going to say, I'm going to get some, I'm not real familiar with portability, but I can definitely get you those answers. So, and I actually am working on putting together a class on that, because I think it's really good for clients to know that that's out there for them to help with their taxes on their homestead exemptions as well. So I'm hoping to have that put together maybe for our March class that we do. But if you don't know the answer, Craig, I will definitely get that for you, and I'll send out an email on that.
Well, I'm pretty sure you have to have lived in the home for 2 years, two of the last 5 years, number one.
Yes.
So if you buy the house mid-year, you haven't lived in it for 2 years, so it's not going to kick in. But generally speaking, the rule on taxation is the status of the property on January 1 is what it is. So if you have it as homestead on January 1, you're homesteaded for that year, right?
Yes.
But you have to have
Correct.
homestead in order to use portability, but you have to live in a home for 2 of the last 5 years. So
Yep.
I will answer that question.
Perfect.
Okay, not back to, but finally to my agenda. Sean, thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
Okay. That was the music I thought I was playing, but I wasn't. Oh, I don't want to show that yet. Okay. Look at me. I'm so sports related. I got a Buccaneers logo on the thing. Guys, that is big, 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 big. I was talking to Mark Westphal from Century 21 yesterday. He says, Craig, all eyes are on Tampa. It looks awesome. It looks like a great place to live. And that was his takeaway from the Super Bowl, which is super cool. All right, I'd like to start with these quotes, and these are some good ones today. As we start a new month, let's keep putting good thoughts into our head to make a new month a great month. You know, it's February 9th already. January's gone of the new year. February 9th, we're almost halfway through already. We're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. You know, and I don't mean this sounds weird, but Sandy Tams took 5 listings last week. Holy cow. I wrote her back and said, you're amazing. Right? And she's an 80-year-old, right, Dad? No? Yes? Whatever. Doesn't matter. You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Keep that in mind. If you can change your mind, you can certainly change your life. Interesting. Because your mind kind of controls your life, doesn't it? The best leaders are the best note takers, the best askers of questions, and the best learners. What do our scripts all do? Ask questions. Work hard at your job and you can make a living. Work hard on yourself and you can make a fortune. Ooh, life betterment, baby. Trust the wait. Embrace the uncertainty. Enjoy the beauty of becoming. When nothing is certain, anything is possible. And that's what we're really doing, isn't it? We're finding new ways. I was thinking this morning, we have 97 people online right now, and we've got the host of management on. If this was a year and a half ago, I would have left my house 45 minutes ago. I would have fed the dry cleaners. I would have had a meeting with about 15 or 20 people in the room and 50 or 60 people online, right? And now I saved 45 minutes and there's 96 people online. So we're reaching more people now than we were reaching before, and we have more time. And I was listening to the radio in the shower the other day, and they played the song. No, it's on my Peloton. It was the song 9 to 5, What a Way to Make a Living, Dolly Parton. And they said now it's 6 to 10 because work from home, people are working actually more. So they want to rewrite the song and call it 6 to 10, what a way. Don't you feel the same way? I mean, so there's not a day off. You don't know what day it is. There's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I even talked to an attorney yesterday. He said, I've been working on the weekends now. And attorneys never worked on the weekends, but it's just changed everything. So embrace the uncertainty, enjoy the beauty of becoming. When nothing is certain, anything is possible. And we're finding out that more things are possible now. So it's pretty cool. Hmm. 5 to 9 for a side gig. There you go. All right. I just like to put these out there. We're shooting for 3,000 transactions and 22 million in commission. And that all kind of rolls together. But I got something I want to get to, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that today. But I do want to remind you, we have a belief that there's a lot of real estate agents that are working for team leaders that are really in servitude, and they're not making much money, and they're not getting much support. And if you come across one of those in your dealings and you can get them to interview us and we hire them, there's a $2,500 bounty in there for you. So remember that, please. We would appreciate it. Here we go. This is it. Yachts, jets, and all eyes on Tampa Bay. You know, I live one street from the bay. So when I walk the dog in the morning, I can see the bay. And I saw yachts. I don't mean like 40 footers or 50 footers. I meant like 150 footers and 200 footers going into downtown Tampa to party for the Super Bowl. I'm riding around or walking around, and I look up and there's a Learjet. Shoom, there's a Falcon. Shoom. All these jets are flying in and out. They said Tampa Airport was the busiest airport in the world for takeoffs yesterday. That's crazy, right? All that money was here in Tampa Bay. And here's where we are. We have 200 active listings. Guys, we can't drop below 200. We've been selling. It was 216 2 weeks ago. It was 205 last week. It's 200 this week. And we're doing a good job taking listings, but they're selling. We've taken 28 listings so far this month, and this is the 9th, which means those are probably listed taken through the 6th. 16 of those are still for sale. Jessica Decker sent me an email, or Angela copied me on an email Jessica sent. She got a listing over the weekend. She had 46 showings and 18 offers on one listing. God, 48 showings. Oh, Mike, I just saw your face and it reminded me. Sean said the deadline for homestead exemption is February 28th. That would be a good daily post for you. A couple of days before then, reach out to me to talk about homestead exemption portability. It's important you get that done if you haven't done it already. Just a thought. Sales, we're at 28 listings and 28 sales. 1-to-1. It's going to change to 2-to-1 pretty soon. Pending contracts for this month, we have 204 units scheduled to close by the end of February. That's incredible. And we've had 23 closings so far, so that's 227 closings is looking for February. Last year, we did 131 closings for February. We have 227 scheduled for this February. 934,000 last February for $2 million this February. Incredible. Decker story I talked about. Jessica, my daughter, I talked to her over the weekend. She had 3 contracts this weekend that were all won. Guys, every one of the contracts she wrote, she put an escalation clause in, and she pre-sold her buyers, and she won all 3 in multiple offer situations. So pretty much your escalation clause is a mandatory thing right now. It's absolutely crazy. I'm checking something real quick. Actually, I thought about this morning. Jessica Decker, if you're listening, I know you're on, but I don't know if you're listening. If you want to raise your hand, Mike can give you the microphone. We could talk about how you handled 48 showings and 14 offers. Are you there? This is my new game. I'm going to call people out and see if they're actually listening or they're just signing on to say they're there. Yes, it was a busy weekend, yes. So, Mike, can you turn on Jessica's sound? You can just let her speak. Or maybe I can. I don't know. If she raised her hand, she should go to the top of the list. There she is. Jessica, you're muted. You have to unmute.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hi. So you're one of the examples I was talking about, because we were talking about 9 to 5, and you asked me if you had to come back to the office, and I said no, and you said good, because you're actually getting more work out of me now than you did when I was in the office, right?
It's true.
So you're like, you're the 6 to 10 girl, but you can take a run in the middle of the day if you want to.
It's nice.
Right. So tell us about this listing. Where was it?
So it was in the Pavilion over in Riverview, and it was a really beautiful 4-bedroom, 3-bath pool. And I took the listing knowing what the guy wanted. We put it up at $375, and I ran into Chris Reed at the office on Thursday and had him look at it, and I told him my only concern, I already had it, we put it live on Thursday. I put in there that we were accepting all offers or reviewing all offers on Sunday evening at 7. And then we did an open house on Saturday. And instantly on Thursday, we got like 4 offers. But we wanted to wait and play it out and see what happened, which good thing that we did. I was telling Chris, my only concern was they converted one of the bedrooms into a laundry room, and I wasn't sure if it was going to end up pooling into having issues with an appraisal because of the room being converted and whatnot, even though it could go back. You never know if the appraisal, so Chris looked at everything and he agreed. We had offers up to $390. We had escalation clauses. There was an agent willing to pay $10,000 of the seller's closing costs. There was an agent willing to give up $5,000 of their commission. But we had a really good cash offer for $385, close in 2 weeks. The last sold high price, and there was $335.
Wow, 335 to 390.
385, yeah,
385.
crazy. So Chris sat on the phone with me Sunday night before I went over there. The game was on when I got to the house. We paused it for halftime and then went back to talking contracts. But Chris got on the phone with me and went over all the comps that an appraisal would use. And it was sad, honestly, because the agents were going crazy and there's people that send videos of their pets saying that they want the home, all these beautiful letters. And you just, we had to tell the seller, because he was an older gentleman, you can't get emotionally attached and think about what's best for you in the long run.
Wow. All right. I mean, that can't be better said, but by somebody who just lived through it. So we're not making this stuff up. We are not making this stuff up. And so Jessica, thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay. Amanda May, Mike, is she in? I didn't look. Our D.R. Horton guest, because I'm going to get a different side of the story from her. Yes, Amanda is in. If you give her co-hosting rights. There she is, coming on board.
All right. Hi.
All right. We got mobile Amanda today.
Yes, mobile Amanda today. Out and about in the field.
That's right. Where's your mask?
So I was just listening to everything you were saying about escalation clauses and cost to build, and man, does that all ring true.
Yeah. So what is D.R. Horton doing right now? Are you guys crushing it?
We are crushing it. So good morning to everybody. I'm Amanda. A lot of you guys know me as our prior marketing manager. I was the marketing manager for the West Florida division for the last 5.5 years. And a few months ago, I just moved into an area sales manager position. So just in a little bit different of a role. But we are killing it. We sold over 600 homes in January. And just a short couple of years ago, I remember when we were talking strategy to try to hit 100 homes a month. That seemed like a really big goal for us. And here we are crushing 600 homes in a month. It's just been crazy. As I know you guys know, it sounds like you've been busy too.
Well, how many of those are to be built versus inventory? Most of them are to be built now, right?
Yes. So we are struggling to keep inventory on the ground just because, the demand is continuing to outweigh the supply. So right now we have about 500 spec homes under construction in our division. But I will tell you, folks, they want what they want, so if a spec home isn't a home site that they're looking for, or, it's not the color package that they're looking for, they're willing to wait as far as time frame goes. And right now we're charging more for to be built, exactly what you said, the cost to build, it's increasing, sometimes on a weekly basis. Lumber alone is up 200% this year. So we do have what we're calling to be built premiums. So you might have a home site premium because it's on the water or conservation, and then you're going to have an additional home site premium because it's a to be built. And that ranges anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000, depending on the community and what our sales have looked like. But that's one of the things that we're trying to do to motivate folks to purchase spec homes. But also to, like you said, you guys are putting escalation clauses when we're talking resales. It's the same kind of a thing with these to be built premiums, because the cost to build the house looks totally different by the time we actually start building it.
So tell us how you handle appraisals, because you guys are raising prices too, and your contract is not very buyer friendly when it comes to appraisals.
Absolutely. So let me ask, how are you guys seeing appraisal issues on the resale side of things?
Not as much as I would think. They seem to be a little
Okay.
flexible, but yes, we do on quite a few.
Okay, so in new construction, because pricing has, risen much more quickly than the closing data has caught up, we are definitely having appraisal issues across the board. I know a lot of my colleagues in new construction with other builders are saying the same thing. So what we're trying to do, we're coaching our sales team to have these conversations before the buyer even goes to contract. We don't want this to be a surprise at the end of the road. So we're having these conversations at the very beginning. If it's a typical home site, it's a back-to-back home, we're not seeing a lot of appraisal issues on your kind of typical standard home site. Where we are seeing is home sites on the water, on conservation, where you've got a little bit more of a premium on that home. Appraisers still aren't seeing the value in the way that we see it and the way the buyer sees it. So especially on those home sites, but everywhere, because pricing has just risen so quickly, we're having that conversation ahead of time. We're telling the buyer, this is always a risk. Of course, with an FHA or VA loan, there is that clause that they can walk away at the end. But we don't, we don't want to put them in a situation where we're not setting the expectation at the beginning. And even though they have the option of walking away, it's just kind of unfortunate for them to sit under contract for several months. They're really excited about their home. They're making arrangements. They're thinking they're going to move in. And then boom, we've got this appraisal issue. And, on a conventional loan, they don't have the option of walking away. So especially, we want to set the expectation up front. We want to make a good business decision on our end, so we're not taking a house off the market that's going to cancel, but we also want to do the right thing for the buyer. So we talk to them about this possibility, and, we try to find out, do you have extra cash, and are you willing to part with it? Do you see the value in this home to be at the point where you'd be willing to part with some extra cash at the end of the road if there is an appraisal shortage?
That's the advice, guys. Full disclosure on everything, right? We have to be having these same conversations. It's just the right thing to do with the consumer, especially when you have multiple offers. Look at Jessica at 390 versus a 335 house. Likely that's going to be an appraisal problem. So I started the meeting saying that it's actually harder now than it was when the market was slower, and it is for issues just like this. So we need to be upfront and have these conversations. So Amanda, tell us what's going on with the Apollo Beach project.
Yes, I know. I figured everybody would want information, and unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot. So you guys have seen the signs. So it's the old Kim's Nursery. We bought both sides of 41. So on your west side of 41, we'll have single family homes. On your east side of 41, we will have townhomes. And unfortunately, that's all the information I have as of now. We don't have pricing. Timeline is probably more towards the second half of this year. But we're still in the land development phase. We've recently closed the contract. So we got the signs up because we wanted everybody to know that D.R. Horton will be right there in Apollo Beach, where there's a big shortage of new construction. But there's still a lot more information to come down the road that we don't quite have yet.
Right. Well, I heard it's
Do
about
you know how many units?
It's about 400.
I don't know off the top of my head how many units. I know that we've got it's like 120-ish townhomes on the east side of the road. And I know we have several hundred single family on the west side of the road. So good number of homes.
It's kind of neat watching the development because the lakes are going in now and you can see it right along the highway. It's going to be a nice look.
It'll be a gorgeous, gorgeous property. It's Mangrove Manor and Mangrove Point. And I actually worked on the community theming when I was still in my marketing role. So we're going to have these really cool kind of Key West style front entry monuments. It'll be a really nice looking community that really fits in with the area.
Nice. Well, great getting an update from you. I'm happy you guys are doing so well, and I understand the
Yes.
pressures that puts on. Now, let's talk about one other thing. So your competitor, Lennar, came out with a commission reduction policy. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did hear about that.
So
Yes.
you're not doing that to us, are you?
We are never going to do that to you. Yes, we will be 3% always and forever. You guys have heard me say, those of you who've seen me at your meetings before, you've heard me say, you are our marketing plan. Our real estate agents are our bread and butter. We ended this past fiscal year with 87% of our sales having a realtor on the deal. We'd love for that to be 100%. We know you guys have the relationships with the buyers that we need to get in front of. So, our entire marketing plan is treating you guys right and doing what we can to make you want to do business with us. So no, we are 3% on your first sale, and then you're going to keep making more money each time you sell with us. We've got an awesome bonus program, a realtor rewards program. So you'll get your 3% on sale number 1. You get $1,000 bonus on sale number 2, $1,500 on sale number 3, $1,500 on sale number 4. And by the time you get to sale number 5, you're at 4%. And if you can keep 5 sales every year, you're at 4% for as long as you can keep doing 5 sales a year. We have 87 VIP realtors this year. So that means 87 realtors that did 5 or more sales with us last year. When I started with the company almost 6 years ago, we had 9 VIP realtors, and this year we have 87. So we've got a lot of folks out there that really enjoy doing business with us, and we're paying them all 4%. And they get an extra $1,000 in closing costs for their buyers.
And if you attend our realtor previews, you get a certificate for $1,000 too, if you sell a house.
Yep. All of our events, all of our grand openings.
2 more questions for you.
Sure.
One, I forgot. Well, first one, Regina said, can you talk about Silverstone North? Where's that?
Absolutely. So Silverstone North is in North Manatee County. It's in Palmetto. So we were in Silverstone South. We sold out almost a year ago of the south part of the community. This north part of the community, we have about 900 home sites. We're going to be doing our Express 40s, our Express 50s, our Horton 50s. So there's a big range of product line in there. We are launching pricing tomorrow. So I'm sorry, we're 1 day early for me to let you know about pricing, but all of the pricing will be online tomorrow, and we'll be starting pre-sales. We're building a brand new amenity. So it'll be a really beautiful community, definitely a price leader in Manatee County.
Did you know the price point?
We're releasing pricing tomorrow. We kick off pre-sales tomorrow, so I can't divulge pricing until that.
Very cool. People are asking if you would type your contact information online.
Absolutely.
Put that in the chat if you would.
Absolutely. So I'm putting my email in there. The other thing I would love to do, if you guys are okay with it, is send Susie our most recent community locator map. So everyone could have a copy of the location of all of our communities. And then maybe that could be blasted out, but anybody can email me. I stuck my email address in there. You can email me. The best person to talk to is our online sales consultants. But if you email me, I'll put you right in touch with one of our OSCs.
Sounds like a great plan. Hey guys, I want you to remember, we have an inventory shortage of resales, certainly, and new homes too. So the word is from me to you, start planning for a really busy end of year, because D.R. Horton can't build. What are you building a house now, man? It's 6-7 months?
So it's about 5 months. And that builds in a little bit of time for delays. I mean, as you guys know, windows, drywall, appliances, we're having shortage issues with all of these, but 5 to 6 months to really, build in time for some delays. Drywall is the biggest one right now.
So that means you sell a house today and you don't get a paycheck for 6 months. So that's just part of the reality right now. And I want you to remember there's a company out there that we use called Residential Advance, that if you sell a new home, that you can take that contract to Residential Advance, they'll advance you the commission right now. So you don't necessarily have to wait 5 months to get paid. So talk to the closings department about that if you need help. But this is the reality of where we are right now. And that's my job, is to let you know what's really going on right now. So Amanda, thank you very much. Very educational. Great to see you again.
Thank you. So good to see you. And we'll be back on. Katie will be on in a month. She and I are going to kind of go back and forth so we can come on and see you guys and let you know what we have going on. So next month, we should have more information about Mangrove Manor and Mangrove Point, the community on 41 in Apollo Beach.
Hey, and when you talk to Susie, make sure you ask her for an invite to our Top Agent event.
Okay. Yeah, we would love that.
Yep, you got it.
Thank you. So great to see everybody.
Thanks. Okay, back to my screen. All right, so we covered that. Let's hear from Amanda. We got Sean from Paramount Title, so we did that already. Guys, I want to remind you, we had a terrible situation, just terrible. Buyer wanted to buy the house. Buyer got stuck in chemotherapy and missed his earnest money deposit deadline. You know, the contract says deposit shall be within 3 days of acceptance. He missed it. The seller got pissed and canceled the contract on him. He sent the money 2 days late, but the seller said, no, I'm not going to do it. So when I talked about there's electronic earnest money, it's so cool. ParamountTitleFL.com, go to the website, click on the button EMD, which might not be super intuitive, but I talked to Sean about fixing that. And you literally look at your checkbook, routing number, account number, a dollar amount, send. Done. Boom, boom, boom. Piece of cake. Really kind of cool to do. All right. So now, taking this off of share, I'm going to ask the management, just because I really believe we've got top level management in this company right now. These guys are, they're 6 to 10ers too. I mean, we don't stop. We run. Give me 3 to 5 things our top agents are doing or should be doing in this market. Because you guys are feet on the street. You know what's happening out there. So tell us in your words, what are the agents you're super proud of? What are they doing that you think really is working? And I'll start with Chris Reed at the top left of my screen.
So 3 of the things that I see all of the top producers doing, number one, and first and foremost, is to have a goal. So thinking of one in particular, one of the agents has a goal to hit a specific number by the end of the first quarter, and then has a goal for the end of the second quarter, and has a goal by the end of the year. So having a goal, acknowledging that goal and the reason why they're doing it, and being focused on that daily. So one thing that I do see then as well, having that goal, but then taking a focus and focusing on that goal, acknowledging it every day, and taking some actions towards working towards it daily. So number one, have a goal. Number 2, managing your mind, having activities that you try to manage the thoughts that come in your mind. Everything that your mind does is everything that comes out of your head was created by you, whether it was influenced by something outside of you. Every thought that you have, everything that comes through your head, it was created by you. No matter what happens, it's not what happened to you. It's your mind creating a story around it. So managing your mind, doing things like working out, doing things like going for a walk, meditating, taking a break, getting through journaling, doing things like that. So have a goal, managing their mindset. And then number 3, key performance indicators. We call them KPIs. Scheduling key performance indicators, taking a time, sitting down and saying, what are the key things that I need to do on a daily basis to keep me moving towards my goals? So like key performance indicators for me would be meditating, working out, eating right, going through, and I make a list of 5 to 10 to 15 things, and then making sure that those are the things that are scheduled. So one of them that our top producers are doing, a key performance indicator, is going to be working towards income generating activities daily. So prospecting daily. So those are 3 of the most important things. Have a goal with a reason why, working towards it, manage your mindset, and then scheduling key performance indicators. One of the most important ones of that is prospecting for income generating activities daily.
Love it. KPIs, managing mindset. Joe Dino, let's go to you, top right on my screen.
Morning, sir. How are you? So,
awesome.
Good. So the top producers, identifying and working past clients, not only for listings, but if you've been watching the news, mortgage delinquencies are way up. And when that moratorium comes off, some of those may need our help. So that's one of those things that unfortunately it might be a byproduct of the pandemic, but we need to keep in mind, top of mind of them. Listing presentations, updates, making sure your presentation's updated with current facts and figures and things like that. Setting expectations with buyers up front for the marketplace. Getting to understand what's going on. I know Jessica, like you said, been working. I had put an offer in this weekend. I had 35 offers on the property. And it was purposely priced under value, which I did the comps and showed the buyer, and we went, way over, but cash is king. Okay, planned. Definitely the major people have a plan, and that plan is in sales, but also in marketing. And Chris touched upon personal fitness and stuff. And the top producers, they're always trying to improve themselves, personal improvement in the sense of education, taking CE courses, trying to keep up with what's going on. So they were my 5 things.
Unmute myself. I said, awesome. Okay, going down,
Okay.
bottom left on my screen, Deborah Haley.
Good morning. I've got just a couple things, and I have something I want to read y'all that just came through my desk yesterday. It was a client service, quality service that was awesome, but it epitomized what the agent really did above and beyond, and that's what all our top producers do. They all go above and beyond. They all have the heart for their clients, and they all care about their clients. And this is from a client that just closed recently with Celeste. I wholeheartedly, with 100% confidence, recommend Celeste as your realtor. My wife and I were selling a couple houses and buying one. We had a realtor promise to reduce her fees, blow smoke up our butts. Literally, she said that, and she could have, and about how great the houses looked and how quickly they would sell. One sold, the other one was on the market for 6 months and didn't sell. I kept asking for feedback, discussing market ideas on ways to improve the sale. She maintained the perfect customer service mentality. Everything was fine and dandy, and the right customer would come along soon. This was just happened recently. We lost out on multiple houses we loved and wanted to buy because the house would not sell. After a long and thoughtful discussion, we shopped realtors. We had others who did the same, blow smoke up our butts, and said anything nice they could earn our business. And Celeste came along, she was honest. The house smelled, the carpet needed cleaning. We needed deep cleaning done. We needed repairs. She was brutally honest. She advised the pricing was low. Once we did the right things to brighten up the house, clean it up better, and we made more money on the sale than we would have from the previous realtor. If you need to sell a house, choose a realtor that makes you feel like a perfect client. It will be easy to sell your house. Use a realtor who will partner with you and even pick up the mop and help you get the house ready to sell and make the most money. Partner with Celeste. You will sell faster, sell more, and have a lot less stress than a used car salesman turned into a realtor who wants to tell you anything you want to hear. I thought that was awesome.
I asked you for 3 to 5. You gave me like 20 things top performers do. What a great example.
Yeah, awesome.
Congratulations.
Great job, Celeste.
Yeah, man. Mr. Puma, what are you seeing the top people do? I bet it has something to do with social media follow-up, but I could be wrong.
I'm gonna surprise you a little bit, at least with the first couple. So obviously past clients for all the top producers, it's a common thread. But the way that they work them, I think, is very unique. What I constantly see is that they always take that advisor role, right? They're not just reaching out to their past client to say, hey, what do you think about doing? Do you know anyone? They're asking those questions, but they're doing it in such a way where they're bringing so much value to their past clients, right? So right now is definitely the time to do that. If you have past clients, reaching out to them, to Joe's point, you don't know what their financial situation is, but also letting them know what their home that you may have sold them 2 years ago, a year ago, 5 years ago is now worth, and advise them on should they cash in on that? How are they taking advantage of that? Being that advisor is huge. The other thing is they do a great job of getting testimonials and leveraging those testimonials. And so one thing I would like to see all of them do more, all of it, is leveraging video testimonials of past clients. Getting them to fill out a survey is great. Getting them to pick up their phone and say, hey, John was amazing. This is why I love working with him. Getting a 30-second video testimonial is so powerful that you can then go use on all of your channels, right? So that is something that I think we could do better as a team. And then the last thing, yes, is social, leveraging their social sphere. You know, just sold, just really documenting what they're doing and what they're accomplishing, and making sure that they're constantly telling their sphere about our inventory problem, right? And just continuing to beat that drum is something I'm seeing consistently, but it's also hitting home because they do have influence, they do have experience, and they do have trust with those people. So huge, huge tips there.
I think you're 100% spot on. Guys, this is really good advice. I bet Otis has something good to add to that too.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Some of my stuff is going to kind of sound recycled, but what I find that top producers do, they have a plan. It might be a business plan, it might be goals, but they have a direction and where they're going, which brings about awareness. Awareness being the second thing, to have self-worth of what their strengths are, but just as importantly, they're seeing changes in the market and they're making moves and changes in their business plan around the changes in the market. The other three are disciplines. They all seem to have a discipline of communication, connection, to contact sports. They're always contacting people, new and a lot of their past clients, automated touch points, whatever that is, that discipline is in place. And then all also have a positive mindset. In real estate, we get beat up quite a bit. We have a high fail ratio, higher than a success ratio. And so they all have a positive mindset that they just plow right through that and they roll with the punches. And then the other thing about their mindset is they all seem to serve. They serve their community, or they serve their client, or they serve someone else. It's not self-serving, but it's more of how can they help others. And by helping others achieve what they want, they in turn get what they want as well. I think that's an old Zig Ziglar line, but it's true. They help others and then they get what they want as well. So they have a plan, they have disciplines, they have a positive mindset, they're aware, and then they serve.
Wow. Absolutely true. I remember we were doing those Happy Agent podcasts, and I mean, to a T, the one common thread from all the happy agents was it was all about the customers. It was not about the money at all. It was helping the people and putting them into a new home, and that's what joy they got from it. Kathleen, so you.
Good morning, everybody. I don't want to repeat much of what I've heard because it's all spot on. I will definitely start out with a routine and schedule. You plan your goals by having your schedule. That's your first step to success. Technology, you need to understand it, implement it. Social media, postings and follow-up, they're key. You get a lot of response that way. Our top agents are doing that. Prioritizing, knowing your contract timelines, using your PAs, because each day you need to have your day laid out. You need to understand what's going on with your contracts. Continuing to be engaged. They're always learning. They're always wanting to know more. They're always wanting to stretch. They're not comfortable with being comfortable with what they know. As we all know, it's not what you know, it's what you don't know that you have to be concerned with and continue to grow on. And finally, deadlines. Understanding and using our PAs, not getting behind the 8 ball. I noticed my best agents are very good about using our charts. We've got our contract checklist. They're critical, and that keeps them out of the fire. So along with everything else that everybody else has said, these are just some additional pointers that I've noticed with my top guys and girls.
That is awesome and great contributions. So far I've written down, and this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people have spoken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 14 unique items we've written down so far. Ashley, you handle a lot of the top producers as well. So what do you find are common traits that top producers?
Well, I have a feeling that you could do this one for me. And it's mostly because all the managers have such amazing things to say. but also to remember not be leaving any money on the table when it comes to outgoing referrals. Also, a lot of the top generating agents use agent generated referrals. But one of the big things that I wanted to touch base with again is to remember, to have everybody remember that business contacts, the key decision-making person, is really how we could create a recurring income for you. So please get with me on that, and we'll make it extremely lucrative for you. So yeah, and I also found Deb saying, "Smoke up your butts twice," hilarious. But no, but like I said, everybody has got such great ideas. I just think that just translating it into like making extra money is always helpful, and to remember to keep that top of mind.
Yeah, 100%. You're leaving tips on the table, but not asking for the relocation opportunities. Mr. Simmons.
Good morning. Good morning. So one thing, upgrade everything about yourself. You're professional. Upgrade what you say. If you look at the top producers, they carry themselves in such a professional manner, and the way they dress, their hair, everything about them is professional. And that, we go back to Jeff, where he said in Next Level You, that's 7 seconds, the way they judge you, so I think that's also important. Also, what Joe, Chris, and everyone else has said, goal setting, right? They all have a plan. They know exactly what they want. And the last thing is that networking and building relationships. They build a strong relationships with people, and it's just becomes so natural. And working with their past clients, and they just have that passion about it. So those are my 3 things.
Now I'm up to 16 takeaways. Mr. Baggins, close us out.
Cool. Good morning, everybody. So 3 things that I wrote down on this one is that they do very, very well is they stay top of mind, and kind of a hybrid of what we're talking about. They stay top of mind of their past clients in their sphere. How do you do that? They are open to new things. And Jackie Stone pops into mind, right? She's willing to talk about all the new things that are coming up, makes herself more relevant, whether it's new home construction, whether it's home partners, whether it's the 0% financing, whether it's whatever it may be. They understand the difference of relevance and variety. So you never know who's going to be excited. It's going to have relevance in there. So stay top of mind. Number 2 is when you look at all of the top agents, they emit 3 things: confidence, competence, and calmness, right? No matter what's going on in the market, they have it, they can handle it, and they can do it. Whether or not they can, they admit the fact that they can. They're confident and they're confident, and they stay calm no matter what's going on, which transmits into people saying, I'm so glad I hired you to handle the largest financial transaction of their life, because they also know that when they run into something, they call us and their team to have their back, right? So that's number 2 is admit confidence, competence, and calmness. And number 3, what you touched on earlier, Craig, is they love the game. They love the game. They love the journey. They love helping people. They love the process of real estate. And money is simply a byproduct of what they do. And also the last one is the byproduct there is they leverage the systems and the tools. For example, the PAs, $160 guys to get your listing inputted and carried all the way through to closing to save you hours, which you could be productive. The top people know what they're good at, know their worth, and hire people to help them across the board. So that's what I noticed across the board.
There you have it, guys. There's 18 unique takeaways, and I asked people for 3 to 5 different ideas, and the duplications didn't even happen. So pick your poison and just do it. I love the confidence and competence, and adding calmness is a good thing I'll probably add to my repertoire, because confidence and competence is really the key. And that's what you really should be taking away from all the meetings that we do, is we're just constantly giving you competence, which will make you feel confident, which will make you just resonate very well with your clients. Cool. All right, we're almost to the end. I'm going to switch to my screen again and close out a couple points. This one right here, Jim Graff sent me yesterday. Tampa, Florida. This is the top housing markets in the country. Tampa's number 4. Andy Wood, who was our guest speaker at Friday's class. If you didn't see it, I'd highly recommend you watch Andy. He's a really sharp guy. He's the owner of mortgage broker Titan Home Title. What's the activity like now, and what do you anticipate for 2021? Off the charts. Our state and area have been charting record population growth for 30 years, and this has accelerated drastically over the last 5 years. I believe the next 10 years we'll see the Tampa area grow to 5 million people, Demand for housing and financing will be like nothing we've ever seen before. We don't have enough loan officers to even hit the demand for purchase from a purchase standpoint. I've recently hired 4 new originators, and I hope to add a few more in 2021 because I can't keep up with the phone calls. What drives demand in your market? Like it or not, people chose a city by entertainment options. We get the sun 300 days a year or more. The west coast of Florida is a Super Bowl of boating in the U.S. Tampa, and in the U.S. Tampa is a deep water protected port with easy city access to almost anywhere. When they add more transient boat slips, you will see property values increase significantly. Downtown Tampa has a huge influx of improvements over the last 5 years. The Riverwalk will be expanded through multiple residential neighborhoods. Tampa will soon become a pedestrian and biking city. This has rocketed the values of these neighborhoods and will continue. And so that's Tampa's number 4. And then, sorry, it's not keeping up with me. I just talked about more LinkedIn stuff. Houston, Texas is among one of the tops. Las Vegas is amongst one of the tops. Riverside, California amongst one of the tops. Washington, D.C., Dallas, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Atlanta, Georgia. I'll tell you, I'd pick Tampa over any of them. Nashville, Tennessee. It gets cold in those places. Austin, Texas, number 1. Austin's huge. I've talked to some people that are in Austin and they hate it that all these people are coming in and they really just don't like it at all. Okay, here we go. I just want to remind you, Home Partners of America, I've not talked about them in a while, so we won't talk about it much today, but that team is being built. I want to remind you, Mike put that thing together for Scott Wheeler. He's a buyer for anything. So you remember that as part of our website now. You should have your 1099s by now. So get your taxes going. Ojo is the automatic follow-up system that our centralone.com leads are going through. And right now, the agents that are receiving those leads, 88.57% are out of compliance. And since I've been saying this for a while in English, I thought I'd put it in Spanish. No bueno. That's not acceptable, guys. Get in your Ojo and update your leads. That's it. Sorry. I just want to hold this out in front of you because Masters Ruby is the beginning for the path to Centurion. 149 or 31 units is the benchmark to get there. And there's some really cool acknowledgments and kudos when you make that level. So if you're a goal setter, that would be a good one to start, and then it goes up from there. Last slide. Happy birthday this week, Jan Stern, editor-in-chief of the Monthly Wizard article, which I owe you one right now. It's tomorrow, the 10th, along with Sean Stewart from Brandon. Bob Dean on the 11th, Thomas Simmons on the 12th, John Lum on the 13th, and Brenda Fricks on the 14th. So that's a pretty successful group of birthday people this week. Must have something in the stars 9 months ago that made that group be coming around. Leads this week down, but we're really not because Social Ad Engine didn't do anything this week. So we're running about 230, between 200 and 250 leads a week are coming through the internet. Century 21 and Ojo and Zap are just crushing everybody now. Have you noticed week over week? I've been tracking this for a long time now, and Century 21 went from 0 to hero. So pay attention to those leads, guys. And honestly, I don't care if you answer them or not, because if you don't get them, they're going to Ojo, and Ojo's converting about 14% into direct connections to you guys. And the rest of you that aren't making 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 attempts to get in touch with the lead, they're just going by the wayside. So that is what it is. And that being said, we broke a record at 108 people on this morning. That was awesome. I hope you guys got some good takeaways. DR Horton's update is fantastic. I'll tell you what, and I don't want to sound like a commission pig, but Lennar cutting our commission to 1% is not going to be forgotten. DR Horton saying that we are their marketing plan, I think they need to be rewarded, right? Their claim to fame now is their 2-story homes are solid block construction, both floors, which I personally think is a tremendous benefit, because I see houses that are frame over block on the second floor, and very often the stucco is cracking and the stucco is having to be patched and removed because there's water penetration through windows and what have you. So DR Horton is a good friend of ours, so take advantage of them. One more Q&A. I don't know if I answered or not. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. Jan, thank you. Okay, guys. Anything else for the greater good of the world? 9:26. Happy Tuesday.